Are you gonna come say hi to everybody? Come here, up, up. Oh, there he is. This is Mr. Coconut, and he's gonna be with me in this video. I hope you all can hear me okay in this video because my microphone isn't working, so hopefully it'll work in just a little bit. But in the meantime, we're still gonna make this video. This is going to be a very transparent garden tour. This has been, you know, a really difficult gardening year for me. I have a lot of things growing, but I've had a lot of things going on, and it's been awesome things. But so my garden kind of was like on a back burner for some time. So I'm going to show you the good, the bad, the ugly, and the good, the beautiful, and all that too, because there's still a lot of things that I can enjoy in my garden. So let's go on this garden tour with Coconut together. Come on, babe, let's get it going. I also want to show you something really cute that a friend of mine actually gave me for harvesting plants. Now, it is much smaller than what I normally will probably harvest. I'm gonna have a big harvest, but especially with those simple day-to-day type harvests, it's nice, cute little thing. And look at that, it even matches my logo color. So I love it, it's cute, it's beautiful. So I am going into the two garden enclosures. I have a lot of people that ask me about these garden enclosures behind me, and this is where I protect a lot of my foods. The first thing I am noticing, and I actually had some of this already and it was so good, was celery. But this is actually called celeriac, and there's supposed to be a root at the bottom of it. I don't even know if it's time to harvest it, but ooh, this is kind of hard to take out. But it's supposed, I'm trying to show you all. Oh my goodness, I don't even know if I'm doing this right. It's supposed to be something that you harvest at the bottom. Let me shake it off. I don't even know if I'm doing this right because I've never harvested it before. If you know anything about celeriac, not just celery, but celeriac. I found a bug on me. What happened to gardening? Now I don't see anything. Look, I probably ruined this whole thing, but there's supposed to be some kind of, you know, I don't think I'm right. So it's supposed to have some kind of root at the bottom that you can harvest and eat, but it must not have been fully formed. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use this celery. I'm gonna just cut this and just lay it there for right now and come back to it. But look at that beautiful celery. Set that side in there. So here's one of the problems. I have not been in this garden as much as I normally am because I've been working a lot, doing a lot of gardening classes with kids and all that. So some things I just let go. And I let those cute little moths, cabbage moths, go at it, and they planted their babies, and this is what happens. I just accepted that this year there's gonna be some things like this, but then I do have some things that I have protected. So this is one of those things that can happen to your plants, especially your leafy greens. It could be slugs, but I really seen a lot of the cabbage worms. I actually picked some off of this the other day, and this is a root vegetable. It's supposed to be a rutabaga, but this is the kind of thing that can happen if you let go and if you don't cover it at least with some kind of protection. Then that cabbage moth will get to it, lay the eggs, then the little cabbage worms will start demolishing your plant very quickly. So that's something that happened to me. It's the ugly, but I got to be transparent with you that this can even happen to people like me. Here's a beautiful thing. So what am I going to pull out? I mean, I've got onions. I mean, I guess I can pull one out now. Look at that one. Oh, it's so pretty. I don't even want to take it out. But there's onions. I'm going to pull this little one out. There we go. It's a little, look at that little red onion. Oh, what a pretty color. So as you can see, even though I had that situation with that one plant, then I walk over to the next bed and then I see something beautiful like that. So that brings me great joy. And Coconut, do you like carrots? Do you like carrots, Coconut? Let's talk about the carrots that are in here. Now, I planted them very high densely, not on purpose, just because, like again, I didn't have time. Oh gosh, I'm hearing the same thing over and over again. No time to come back and thin it out. But we're gonna see what we can find because, ooh, look at that, little stubbies. Now I did have some really good ones. Obviously it's not this one. Little stubbies, okay? This is what happens when you don't thin your carrots. You see that? You don't thin it. So they just grow so tightly. Look at that. They didn't even have any room and space to grow. So that's what happens. Let's see, can I find even a better one than that, coconut? Or do you want to eat some? Do you like carrot? Want to try this? Think you might like it? You dust it off a little. Do you like carrots? You want to eat that? Even the dog doesn't want it. Now here's a beautiful thing. In this garden space, you will find that I have tomatoes that are developing as well. So that's really excited. Those are growing. These are Chadwick cherry tomatoes. Yeah, Chadwick cherry tomatoes. This is an heirloom that I got from a farmer's market. So I don't even remember what it's gonna look like, but I know it's something really good and juicy. There's some more onions. And then there's some more, actually, Utah celery. So I've got celery there. And look, tomatoes. Little cherry tomato. Coconut, I know you like tomatoes. Where are you at? Coconut. I think my baby's too hot. I think I gotta send Coconut back inside. It is very hot. I wanna show you something. This is one of my beautiful favorite areas to come. It is gorgeous. There are so many cucurbit winter squashes, pumpkins in here. I've got, look at that, peanuts that are growing. That's what this is. Have you ever known that peanuts would come from a plant that looks like that, surrounded by beautiful leaves that are just growing and growing and growing from a plant that's all the way over there? This is so far about a 25-foot plant that just keeps growing and growing. It's a pumpkin. Some more. Look at that. Peanut plants together, planted with some nasturtiums. And then look, even right here, this plant right over here, super sweet. What do you think this is? This is stevia. So if you want something that's really, really, really sweet, instead of using just sugars or anything else, you can use stevia. My pepper plants, those are coming along well. These are the hot peppers. I like to dry these and then I will use them when I'm making my flu balm towards the seasons when the weather starts changing, when people start getting sick. It really does help. But this plant is growing so strong. This one over here, I don't remember the name of it, but there are some winter squash that are in there. Look at that. I need to support these with some masks. I know I need to do that. Here's another one. So awesome. And so in this area, there will be other peppers. These are like, I believe, my bell peppers. And then this monstrous plant that I did not know was gonna grow so big. Here's a surprise right there. A pumpkin, okay? I didn't even write down what it was, so I'm not even sure what kind of variety it is, but there's so many leaves growing. And I know I need to do some work in here because I should not only have just a couple of pumpkin plants. There should be a lot more. Oh, here's a problem right there. This is what happens when you don't take care of things. You see that in there? That's what you call, those look like squash bugs. So they're hatching, there's eggs, and they're going to go everywhere if I don't take care of that immediately. That's what I'm going to do today. So these are things like you always want to check underneath your plants to see what's going on, what could be under there. And so right now that's what we've got over there that I need to fix immediately, or they will be everywhere and they will attack this plant. Some pole beans right here. Look, there's a melon. Oh, my melon is growing. That is a Kazakh melon. And there's some other baby ones. I hope they produce well, but I want to make sure I get those squash bugs out of here because they will go to these other plants if I don't take care of the problem. And look, Look, I'm gonna show you another hint. You see that? Those are eggs. So there's a lot of work that I need to do here. More eggs. Oh yeah, they're about to hatch. Normally I would have caught a lot of this a long time ago, but like I mentioned, I haven't been around here. In these garden pots, I have some of my favorite things that I like to plant. For example, ground cherries. I just discovered ground cherries, was it 2 years ago? And then when I tasted them, I said, oh yeah, definitely something that I want to grow. I don't see where I have one that's ready, but let me show you one that is not ready. When the ground cherry is ready, it will actually turn yellow and it will be so sweet, and it tastes like a mixture between a slight pineapple, tomato, but it's not a tomato, fruit, passion fruity type thing. It is so delicious. I'm gonna try this one. It's not ready yet. Still good. It's such a good fruit. If you have not planted that, oh, you really need to. Oh, look at this one. This one has a lot more yellow to it. And it's a nice little dessert. That is what I look forward to. Every time when I come out, I'm always like, are there any ground cherries ready? Are there any ground cherries ready? I have about maybe 2 plants. Yeah, next year I need to plant more. If you are a container gardener or you don't have that much space to grow, look at this. You can plant your marigold flowers. These ones, look, I have not popped those off. Remember to deadhead them, which basically means taking off these spent. Deadhead. These now can be reseeded if you want to. Hang on, let me fix my camera. So if you want to save your seeds, just let them dry out. And right there, look, you got seeds. But guess what I'm gonna do? Drop it right there. All right, so yeah, I need to come in and deadhead all of these. But look, lemongrass, which is a great medicinal plant as well, great for making teas, using in a lot of cooking, particularly Asian cooking. And then even nasturtiums. These nasturtium flowers and the leaves, you can harvest them, throw them into salads. And then even this, add some color, and it's got a great peppery, spicy, sweet taste to it. And if it does go to seed, which would look similar to something like this, but much bigger, you can eat that as well. There will be a punch of flavor in that, and it tastes so good. In some more pots, I've got sweet potatoes. So I've got potatoes in here. Oh, they were so tasty. Let's see if I can find another one. Trying to wait, see if I can. Here's one. Just a regular potato. So I'm going to drop that in there. See you go? Look at that. A little potato. Just drop that in that bag. A lot of weeds and grass. I'm just going to show you. Told you, I'm showing you the good and the bad. That's grass, y'all. Okay? That should not be in my garden. All that grass. I need to come in and take all this grass out because it's going to affect my plants. But the beautiful thing, I said there's always going to be something beautiful that you're going to find. Even though there's all of that, let's see what we can find out of here. Look at that. Garlic. So even though we were able to come across this garlic, I need to take this garlic out. It is ready. That grass is just causing a problem. I need to take that out. But I need to take these out. They are ready because I notice if I don't take it out, it looks like they're not going to have a good storage life. They look like they might get soft. So take those out when they are ready. Mine are definitely ready, so I need to take that out and dry it so I can preserve it. But also beautiful, look at that beautiful cabbage I need to take out. I have a ton of garden herbs, lots of oregano. Covered and protected in this tent are several plants that are squash plants. The yellow neck spaghetti squash plants and patty pans. This is a patty pan. Now this has been on the vine much longer than it needs to, so a lot of my squash plants, they are deeper color than I was anticipating. They should be more yellow. They're turning orange, darker color. Probably be a little bit more fibrous than normal, and you may need to use it in a different way than you normally would. but I'm still gonna harvest it and see what I can use it for. Let's go on and put that in the basket for now. All over my garden, you may have already noticed that I have vertical gardening trellises everywhere. Look, I wasn't here to do what I need to do, so these beans dried out. Good news, it's still producing some other beans. And these beans are sweet. You can eat them fresh, whereas the good news, though, is that I can still use these beans. It's just I'm going to have to soak them and cook them as if they're just regular hard beans. If I go through and probably get rid of these, it will tell the plant to continue to grow, because right now, if I just leave this on, the plant's going to think the life and time is over. That's why over here you're seeing some yellowing leaves. However, I still also see some green leaves. And so I need to clean this up so that I do not confuse the plant and so that it continues to produce beans. Over this way, I have another little trellis by a friend just as a gift. She wasn't using it anymore. All over my garden, there are herbs because I love herbs. Marigold flowers. These taste delicious. They taste almost like a licorice. It is so good. Tastes really good when I just throw them into my foods. And then even some beans. Here, there are, let me show you what the inside of this looks like. Chickpeas. Look at that. But a black chickpea. Okay. Look. The acorn squash and another acorn squash that is forming right here. All right, the ugly. I need to go through these strawberry beds and take off any of these yellowing leaves that are just no good anymore. We've had some scolding. Is that even the word? Terrible, terrible, terrible hot weather. 94 to 99 degrees for 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks straight. And so it really had an impact on the plants. There's burning. But the good thing is, I told you there's always some good. There's flowers that are forming again. So that gives me hope that this plant is going to be producing food shortly. And some more marigolds and my blueberry plants, which the birds got to it much quicker than I could. Look at that. Lemongrass, love lemongrass. And there's some more squash. And then over here is what I want to show you when I was talking about covering your brassicas. The white cabbage moth is so smart, and it really figured out ways to get inside here. So at one point I had holes like that everywhere, and I was picking off so many of the worms. Broccoli, it's crushed in there. This thing needs to be bigger. More lemongrass. As you can see, I love lemongrass. And then in here, if you notice, there are no holes because this had enough spacing to really protect the leaves from the cabbage moth. And so they didn't get in here. And so these look beautiful. The purple cabbage, if you're able to see that through that protective mesh. Now I get to take you to one of my favorite areas. This is the backyard fruit orchard, and these black walnuts have also been falling. They've been here from the time that we moved here, but last year I did not have this area, so this is new this year, which adds to a lot of the work that I have going on this year. So let's go take a look at that. I would say this is probably one of my favorite places to be, because not just because it's new, but because the possibilities is just great. And what it will look like in 5 years from now. If you've never grown any fruit trees or trees, then you really don't know how long it takes. And when you plant a garden, especially your annuals or even your perennials, but mainly your annuals, you know you're gonna get that fruit, vegetable, that food that season. Well, when it comes to planting trees and fruit trees, you gotta think long term. So you're thinking, 10, 15, 20 years from now, what will this space look like? Will this be a space that I can just walk into and just pick food from the trees that is long lasting, it's perennial, and for decades, and something that I can pass down to my child so that when she comes home, maybe from college, she's like, Mom, do you got the apple tree? Mom, where's that pear tree? Mom, where's that pawpaw tree? Or Mom, do you have any blueberries? Yes, honey, just go outside. They're in the backyard. There's a ton of them. And so I am waiting for that moment. In the meantime, the annuals, great. Even some of the perennials that are more on the biannual side, they produce pretty quickly. But these other things, if you have the capabilities of being able to plant it, do that. It's not a quick fix. It's not anything that will happen right away. It's long term, but it's worth it. If you don't have the space to plant in ground, then plant in a pot or get started in a pot in a really large, maybe 20 to 24 to 30 to 40 size gallon bag or pot. Just whatever you can do. Get started. Even if it's strawberries or a little bit of blackberries, or maybe it's a dwarf size tree or a dwarf size plant. There are some things that you can do just on a smaller scale, but I'm just really excited and I want to show you. So come on, let's look at this. As we are walking through this space together, you're going to notice that there are annuals and some other perennials that are in the midst of it. And I'm utilizing this space while I have the ground ability to do it. And so that other things that may be able to grow on top of it, these are in pots. These are some black cherries that my neighbor gave me cuttings, and it just grew so much. My pawpaw trees. But take a look here. Eggplants and one okra plant. I don't like okra, but I grew that. But what you will notice, what I was saying is that you will notice that there are annuals in the midst of everything, so that I can utilize the space until the trees really fully develop. And even when they fully develop, I'm just going to ensure that I still have some form of raised bed style with a natural organic compost and mulch and soil, so that I can grow things like squash plants and watermelon plants, because those are my annuals. And if I grow them over here rather than my trellis, they would grow up. But here I can also help with covering the ground, because once they grow, they take up a lot of ground cover. These are oregano plants. You'll see them everywhere. Now, oregano, it grows very rapidly, quickly, and it really can spread. So you just want to pay attention to that. And when you need to cut it back, cut it back. Some of those are going to seed, and I need to pull them so that it doesn't spread out of control where I can't control it. And then look at that. Let me show you one neat little thing. Do you remember when I was at that marigold plant and I just dropped it? Well, this is what happens. I came in here and I just dropped some marigold seeds and a marigold plant popped up. And over here, I've got a pear tree. This is like an Asian pear tree. That's a branch from another tree that's growing. So that's getting some height. I don't know when I'm going to see fruit on that, but I'm excited. Here's another one. It's a little one, and it was younger than the other one, so it's still growing. And then over here, some passion fruit, which I found out last year is also a native plant here in Kentucky. Haven't tasted it yet, but we'll see what that looks like. And then, oh yeah, I've got also 2 mulberry trees. That is such a pretty light with a reflection of the sun. This is why I love coming out to the garden. It is my peaceful place where I can relax and enjoy nature. I almost forgot to show you my herb garden. This is where I have a lot of medicinal plants, medicinal flowers, just so many things, like some more oregano, feverfew, sage. So a lot of my cooking, there's marshmallow. I need to work on that. That's dried out. Echinacea, a lot of these plants. So I am just so happy about this area, because when I'm cooking, I have not bought seasonings in 2 years. I just come outside, I grab any of my herbs, and then I use that for cooking. So the thing about when you grow your own foods, you can use a lot of your fresh garden herbs for your cooking, rather than spending money on something that's the quality is not even going to be even close to what it could be if you were growing it yourself. But I just love coming to this area, seeing it when I come home, because it lights up my garden area as a great entrance. There's some yellowing on there, so I do need to do some cleanup, but still, it makes me feel really great. That is it. This is the garden tour for July. I hope to send you another one in the next month, and we will be approaching fall, so keep watching, because We need to start preparing for fall planting if you decide to do that. And if you did not have a chance to plant this summer, go ahead. It's not too late to start. In some of your grow zones, you still can get in another full harvest. And if not, then fall is coming up for that. Coconut, I'm looking for him. He left me. He got too hot and was like, I gotta go. So you didn't get to see him much. But I hope you like this video. Subscribe to my channel if you have not. And give me a thumbs up if you like this video, or give a comment, or anything that you would like to say or share with me. I greatly appreciate it. But remember to grow, eat, self-care, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.